For robots to become useful and increasingly common in our lives, software developers need to understand how to leverage this new type of interaction. They need an easy-to-program platform that enables them to iterate, experiment, and start to understand exactly how to engage with a robot. What we want to do at Misty is encourage people to think beyond how to build a robot and start thinking about what we want robots to do. We want you to take the tools, skills, and services you already know and love and give them a new avenue of experimentation.
It was very easy to control. Anyone can sit down and be able to use that interface and get immediate results. And that makes you want to feel successful already. It makes you want to dive into it, or makes you want to buy one and just take one home.
We want developers to get familiar with Misty's Command Center, where you can send commands and instantly see physical changes happening on the robot. Each of these commands has an API you can use to call it. We all know APIs are the building blocks of applications on the robot. In the Command Center, you can access the API and code behind the command, making it super easy for you to build, iterate, and test your code as you build skills.
Then it would be really useful to, sit down, create some code, modify some code, and then port that to another use, whether it be industrial, med tech, ed tech, you name it. It'll engage the user's imagination.
For me, as a developer, as a creative technologist, as an artist, it's almost more impressive the framework. Like Misty's cool, it's a product, you could sell it. But the framework of what Misty is, which is a robotics platform with depth sensing, with facial detection, with live voice recognition and reaction. To have plug-and-play robotics components is not only not around right now, but it's desperately needed.
When you issue these commands and you see like a physical thing happening, that's very fulfilling. So everyone in the room, I think, was loving every command that they issued. Developers are the new god makers. We're out there determining the course of history, and if you try to just target to a consumer, you have to pay for the developers to build the product and then ship the product. If you target the developers, they're going to bring their ingenuity, their inventiveness, and everything that they have to offer to your platform. So I would much rather teach a robot to fish than just go out and give it a fish and say, here, chop this up. In the same way, you're teaching developers how to build on this platform, and that means you're going to have so much more. Like the open source community, we give our code away because when we do, it comes back to us 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times better than what we put out there. So I think when you put out your robot and you let me play with it, I get to put my hands on it, and it gives me a sense of ownership too. I feel like I'm participating in what you're doing.